Welcome to another episode of The Vegan Hungarian. Today I'm making posole soup, a Mexican soup that's usually made with pork and a meat broth. Well, today I'm going to be using mushrooms instead of my pork and adding a few peppers and other spices to it. So I'm going to continue chopping my veggies here and see you in a bit. Okay, I got some oil, about 3 tablespoons maybe, heating up in my mother's old soup pan. Good old Faberware, never dies. And that I'm going to saute the onions and the mushrooms for about 5 minutes or so. See you in 5. Okay, that's been going about 5 minutes. It's cooked down a bit. Some lovely liquid at the bottom of the pan here. I'm going to go ahead and add the bell peppers and the poblano pepper, and I'm going to head and cook that for another 5 minutes. All right, that's been cooking for about another 5 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the aromatics, Mexican oregano, and if you can't find Mexican oregano, you can always use marjoram, some Chipotle chili powder, and some minced garlics. Mexican oregano is actually part of the verbena family, whereas the Mediterranean oregano is part of the mint family. And if you've ever planted oregano in your garden, you know it takes over like the mint does. It kind of has a kind of a lemony, peppery taste, and marjoram is the closest spice that stimulates that. Okay, I'm just going to stir in the aromatics really well here, and then I'm going to add my vegetable broth. I'm going to turn the temperature up and bring this up to a simmer. Okay, it's just starting to warm up a little bit. I'm now going to add the salsa verde. And the nopalitos, or the cactus leaves. Nopalitos come from the prickly pear cactus, and both the leaves and the fruit of the prickly pear are edible and very good. These were canned leaves, cactus leaves, which have a little bit of hot pepper in them and a little bit of salt, and etc. In some stores, if you're lucky, you might be able to find whole cactus leaves already clean. You can go ahead and saute those when you're cooking the other vegetables. Okay, I'm going to bring this back up to a simmer. Okay, the soup is kind of simmering again, so I'm going to go ahead and add our beans. I have black beans and garbanzo beans here. If you prefer, you can just use all black beans. I'm going to add the hominy. And hominy is really corn that has skin removed and puffed up. It's usually packed with lime and salt. Just like beans, hominy should be drained and rinsed because there's a lot of salt in the can. Let's give this a little stir. Now for the last ingredient, I'm going to add the corn chips. And these will dissolve down into the soup and thicken it up a bit. I would not add any salt or pepper at this point because you don't know how much salt came from the canned veggies and the salsa verde and the chips. So I would wait till the end, this taste for salt, and then season. Okay, I'm going to cover that and let that go for like maybe 10-15 minutes. We're about halfway through about 15 minutes. And I'm just going to go ahead and stir this a little bit. Mix in those corn chips. And I think I'm going to add a bit more broth to this. Maybe another cup or so of broth. And bring that up to a simmer. There's about, 4 minutes to go here, and I just tasted the soup, and it does need a little bit of salt, so I put in about a teaspoon of salt in here. You can add some black pepper if you wish, but this version is pretty spicy, so I decided not to add black pepper to it. Let that go for a few more minutes. Actually, it's only been about 10 minutes total, but everything seems to be nicely cooked. So I'm going to go ahead and call this done. Now you can serve this with your favorite garnishes. You can serve it with some slices of lime or wedges of lime. You can serve it with green onions. You can serve it with radishes. Anything you want for a garnish. Maybe a little cilantro, maybe some diced avocado. But whatever garnish appeals to you, you can serve it with that and make up your own combination. Thank you for watching The Vegan Hungarian.